Hi, I'm Uncle Mark. Welcome to the channel. You can follow along with me as I take my TIPM out of my Grand Caravan. This is 2010, but I think will cover 2008 up to 2020, I guess, whenever the last year was they made the Grand Caravan. It's under the hood. It's like a big fuse box. I was having some trouble with mine, and after testing a bunch of other things out, it was deemed that it was the TIPM. These are 10 millimeters to undo the bolts on your battery cables. There's also one down here. It's a little bigger one. I think it's a 13. We'll confirm that in a minute. So as I take these off, the reason I'm doing this is, as I mentioned, my power door locks on the driver's side would not unlock with either the door switch or my key fob. All the wiring was found to be in good order. There are little relays that are soldered to a circuit board on the bottom of your TIPM that run things like your fuel pump, your windows, door locks. I don't know what else they do. But they're soldered in there. They're just like the size of, well, a little bigger than a sugar cube. And basically not replaceable. You can get the TIPMs redone. There's my bolt there. We'll get that out. And it's got this little finger holding this side of the battery down. Want to put it back in the same way. As you tighten the bolt, it makes it go closer to the battery. Pull her out here. It's nice this one has a handle. Oh, some poor butterfly must have got in there somehow and died. So the TIPM here is sitting on four corners. They're little tabs that snap down and hold it down in place. So you just push this plastic piece in and it unlocks the tabs that are holding it down. I'm gonna take the door off of here. Got a little cover. I guess a person could leave it on if you want, but we're gonna have to access this anyway. So it just clips off. That's what little hinges look like. So I'm going to get right to it. Now this is a 13 millimeter nut. It's connected to the positive cable on the battery. Don't want to lose that nut. Take this connector off. It should just go up, jiggle up and out of the way. It's not a super long cable, so it's going to be a little bit of stretching to get it off. Once that's out of the way, I'm going to try and lift the TIPM out of its locking points here. So again, you push those in and lift up on the TIPM or on this big fuse box. It's called the TIPM. It's a totally integrated power module is what they're calling it, and it does more than a fuse box, as I mentioned. This is how it's going to come up. The reason I'm trying to pull it out of here is because there's a whole bunch of connectors on the bottom that I need to, well, disconnect before this can come out. So down here in the battery box here, this cable has actually got a little strap there. Oh, mine's broken. I don't know, somebody must have been in here before. It should just clip in there and you'll see, yeah, that clip's broken. It'll give me a little more room to wiggle around as most of the wires are coming through that cable there. And just jiggling and wiggling, you'll see that there's not a whole lot of room. So it's going to take a little bit of ingenuity as to what to unplug first. Obviously the ones that are the easiest to get at. I'm figuring as I go along, we'll make it to all the connectors. So these, I don't know what you want to call these things, but they're like a lock that bends over. So first this one's got a red lock in there. Move that up. Then it'll allow this white piece to unclip. Now, don't force anything. You just want to try and move it up, but you may have to wiggle the connector at the same time. When these were brand new, I'm sure they'd come off nice and easy, but of course, because they've been older, this fan's 13 years old when I'm working on it. try and pull a little bit too. I don't want to break the connector. I don't want to break anything else as well. It should just wiggle out once it's unlocked. Should is
Oh, another
what it should do, but we have to press down on that as well. Yes, it looks like this has a lock. Press down on that, do some wiggling.
Wiggle, wiggle,
It's starting to come.
Not.
See that big white interlock thing is broken on one side. You can see it moving without the connector. Not much I can do about it. I want to be gentle because
Or not.
if these things don't lock in place later, they could jiggle open. Maybe let some water in there. That wouldn't be good. So that's one off. And we see, yeah, that one's actually broken.
Piece off of that.
One side still has the little tang there, whatever, little finger, so it will still work. Just not as tight as on the other side. Okay, you'd have to get that whole connector, so the whole green piece swapped over if you wanted this to be fixed properly. Somebody might have been in here before too. There's an old van. What else can we attack first? These all have multiple places that you have to press, like little tabs that allow another tab to unlock. Maybe this one on the end will be the easiest. If I can get you on that side. If we look down here, the tab where my thumb is, that's gonna be later on when we unlock it. It's gonna lock this big swinging gray arm. The other one also has a little tab I see underneath. I'm gonna try and make myself a little more room by bending this out of the way just a little bit. There we go.
Look at that. There you go.
That's why we took the battery out. Give us a little more room. So these, a lot of them have these little red interlocks, whatever you want to call them, they're like a safety catch, so that, again, that has to be unclicked first, then you press with your finger there. I've got my, the one finger, and then it's kind of hard for me to grab it. It's just a little bit small. But squeeze there, there we go, that unlocked. This one looks a little different than some of them. This one you just press where my thumb is there, and the catch undoes. Now this one, this white thing we need to swing over. If you look, there is something that holding it from opening. So you press the black part in, then flip this thing down a little bit, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Some of them will just come out easy layout. Some of them may take some wiggling and a little bit of force on those swinging arms as well. There's another one here. Press the black part, the gray now will move, and it may push the connector out of its holder. Another one, again, same thing. Press the black little button, then swing the gray connector or holder down. Just about out. It's working out pretty good. Now this blue one, it's like, I don't know, there must be something here we don't see. And there is this little hidden red interlock there, I guess we'll call it again too, that I'm gonna have to use the little screwdriver to pop down. You'll see it better on this side. Sorry that I'm gonna be able to focus here right away. I tried with my fingers and I couldn't move it up, so use a little screwdriver, popped it up. You did see it pop up. Now, I think this will swing out of the way, or there's a button just behind it there, where my two fingers are. Give me a moment, and we'll try and do that. This should just come up. Yeah, there's a little button. Press it with my finger. It's tough to press. There we go. This thing popped out. Okay, now I'm gonna have to pull this white piece up slowly while I'm jiggling around. Well, it took me a few minutes, so I'm gonna speed this up. Again, I didn't want to break anything. Break it, then the person's really up a creek. But some wiggling around, some jiggling, getting everything to move, and it did unplug. That's all of them. There's the TIPM there. I'm going to have another video on this later on where I'm going to actually take this apart. So I was hoping to tear it down and change the little relays that are inside this. I'm going to try and put that video up in the corner there, right-hand corner, as soon as I have it downloaded, and you can watch that too. Now, let's put the new one back in. I actually got a used one online that they claimed worked, and you'll see later on it does work. I was going to order these little relays. There's, I don't know, 5 or 6 or 7 of them in there. They're just babies, and then they're soldered in. I think they're either a 5-pin. I thought I didn't want to do that. It's just too much work. Now these, they look similar, but they're not. Like, they're almost identical, except they cannot interchange, and there's no way you're going to plug the wrong one in. I really looked at it over first to make sure that it was not possible. And you see where my thumb is, there's a little rectangle right there. See how small it is compared to this one? This one's a little bigger, so you cannot, I don't think the one will fit in the other one. Or if you get one in the wrong side and it does fit, the other one will not click into the other place, if that makes sense. Give myself a little more room by stretching this cable as much as I can. I'm going to try and plug in the ones that in reverse order, the way we did before. So this is the first one that goes in. And you'll see the way this locking mechanism works. That little finger right there, or stubby, is going to go inside. If you can see the way that works. And then when you actuate this thing down, it pulls the connector in, it tightens it. It should click all the way down. Did this one have that little red tab? Pretty sure it did, and for some reason I'm not showing you it. There's a locking tab on that blue one. This one's going in okay, and that just clicks down if I can. Remember this, they have sometimes a little spot that you have to push to allow it to move. Oh, this one just went in. Okay, good. Yep. Okay, what's next? I guess whichever ones have enough cable that you can plug them in. Trying to give myself a little more room, but make sure that I can sneak over all this metal and the bracket that's holding it.
Put it up here for now.
Okay. Yeah, just have to make sure you have enough room there. What is next? This little guy. This goes in beside there, no fancy connectors. I'm gonna actually try and swing everything out of the way here so that it's all ready to go. So as things get plugged in, the cables kind of get shorter and shorter. So that's this one. Again, like I say, they basically all, and there's that locking piece. We're gonna have to put the connector down when the bottom's out, like is all the way down, push that little red connector as well. And it'll stop it from accidentally unhooking. Next, this one here with the kind of reddish brown pieces. That's one with a broken lock. Get it all the way in. There we go. It comes down. And then this red tab snaps down as well. Okay, let's see. I think I'm going to try this one here. It'll be hard to get in there once I get these ones on top. So again, it's the same kind of idea. Press it into place, and as it's going in, that swinging arm locking mechanism should pull it into place. It should click. I think it went in. Okay, good. Now what's next? This green with the brown. This goes right in there. Same kind of idea. Push it in as far as you can, then try and swing that arm. You might have to wiggle as you're swinging it too. And it should lock into place. And there's a little black button you have to press first. And snap, it's locked into place. Just a couple more, just about done. We have some things to talk about here at the end of the video that you may want to watch out for. So there, I'm going to get this ready to move, ready to lock. Snaps in. That arm swings and it clicks. It's locked into place. I think we're down to just this last guy. Same thing, wiggle into place, and there might be a button on that one as well that's holding that from moving. Snaps into place, and I'm done. Now, need to set the TIPM on top of this bracket and make sure that I clip this harness back into place. I'm gonna probably have to use a tie wrap or something because it's broken. Now I kind of bent this bracket a little bit, so I'm gonna have to try and bend it back. You have to kind of set the TIPM on top of all four of them at the same time. Extra set of hands would be nice. Of course, I didn't have a buddy who called the time there. Everybody was busy. If I can do it by myself, you probably can do it too. Want to make sure if you order these that it's got the same number on it. I'll have to show you. There's a number on the side, not the serial number, but it's like a part number. There's some upgrades, so the numbers might be a little bit different, but most of the decent guys that are selling you these parts know what should fit your vehicle. And they're kind of programmed specific to your vehicle. So let's say this vehicle has fog lights. If I got one with a vehicle that didn't have fog lights, now I won't have fog lights either. They won't work. I had actually tied the battery posts together with a tie strap so that I could kind of short them out, just to reset everything. Could have still maybe done that. And actually, I didn't show you, but I actually had them together before I took the tip them out. It's supposed to kind of reset it. 10 minutes would be good. Maybe half an hour would even be better. I put this lid back on. Again, it clicks into place too. Just don't want to be in a hurry. If you really look at it and you're not in a hurry, you'll figure out how it goes down here. Or just reverse the video here for a minute. Should hear it click, and it should just close and lock down. Now we've got the battery. Now the battery should fit into here. There's a little ledge, I guess, that goes under there and it holds the back of the battery. And then the front, of course, will have that other piece that bolts down. So I had done this earlier, and I thought I had it in that bottom piece.
No.
I got the bolt in, I held it all in place, and I gave the battery a little jiggle, and it's like, didn't lock on the back. That's why I'm warning you now. In the bloopers, if you want to see those, you'll see how it didn't fit properly. Here's that big bolt. I think I'm going to put some stuff on it. I'm actually going to spray some, you can put anything, I guess, some kind of grease, something that won't evaporate. I was actually using fluid film, not a sponsor, although maybe I can see if I can put a link in the description for that. Tighten this bolt down. And yeah, it clamped in there, so that's good. Now, I had a little one of these battery things that's supposed to help with corrosion. Tighten those down, not super tight. As long as they don't move, you should be good. And if you want to know what group battery number this is, that's the one, group 34. I want to try and make sure everything works out, so I haven't started or nothing yet. Yeah, my headlights work. If the fog lights work, there they go. Ooh, it's like, that's good. Here was the problem. You could lock it, but you couldn't unlock it. They unlock now. Sweet.
Will it run?
I'm gonna see if I can start this baby up as well and make sure that it does run. And it's running. Good.
Wow.
Give it a minute there to all reset. I should see if these locks work. I know they will. I'm gonna use the door lock button. That's not it. The other one here. Lock, unlock. Oh, that's so nice. Wife's gonna be happy about that. Well, hopefully this video helped you see, if these are easy to switch out or not. It wasn't too bad. Well, especially I did it a couple times because I got it out. I was gonna order some parts. Then I decided, no, I'm gonna put it back in and I'll just order a used one. That's what I did. And it worked out fine. The second time, it was a lot quicker to do. And you want to do this one that's kind of warm too, because those wires and everything you don't want them stiff. Anyway, make sure you do your due diligence before you order one of these. There are places that'll rebuild them too and sell you one that's full warranty. I didn't want to spend that kind of cash, so I just thought, let's try this way, and it works. So make sure that if you are trying to replace yours, that the part number is the same. See right here? Not the serial number, but the part number is the same as what you have. There will be upgrades to that number as well, but if you get something nice from a reputable place, a lot of auto records I think will know too what will work with yours, and a lot of it has to do with some of the options you have. Take it for example, this one has the fog lights. Well, there's some vans that didn't have fog lights, so if you get a TIPM that wasn't programmed for fog lights, your fog lights will not work anymore. So just that. I will have a video too on me taking this baby apart and showing you what's really inside it, and if it's something you want to try and fix. And what you'd have to do is get those little relays online somewhere, and they're not easy to source, and no one really says which ones fit what, so you'd have to take yours apart, see what they look like, order some, put it back together, I guess, if you want to drive your vehicle, and then take them apart later on, do some soldering if you're really good at soldering, but they're little guys. Enough of me talking. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. Hopefully, again, this has been helpful. Please give me the thumbs up if it was. That way YouTube knows, you know, I did a pretty good job. I think I did not too bad on this one. You can also subscribe down in the corner if you haven't already. The next time there'll be another video coming out, you'll get a notification, and that's usually once a week. Plus, if you have the Grand Caravan, how about big blue circle here? See the flashing yellow arrow pointing way up to the corner? That's where there's a card you can click on. It'll bring you to a complete playlist of a whole bunch of videos I've done on this van. There's a couple other vans too, Grand Caravans, different years that I've worked on too. So depending on what year yours is, there may be the exact one. Until next time, I am Uncle Mark saying, you and your family stay safe. Bye-bye for now. Please subscribe, and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Really? Mm-hmm. Hopefully, if you're replacing it, you're sure that this is the problem, because